The Joe Rogan Experience.
The Wonder Woman one. You know what drives me crazy about all this Wonder Woman shit? Is men who get upset at Wonder Woman. It's the same thing that drives me crazy about this Black Panther movie. What drives me crazy about this Black Panther movie is people getting upset about this Black Panther movie. On both sides. First of all, white people making a big deal are like, oh great, oh it's all black people, like what, shouldn't just be all good people? Like, of course this is the way the story was and this is the way they want to promote it. Why do you care? Like, it doesn't, I don't care. But then it goes the other way and I do care, where I've seen crazy liberal psychos, and they were white people in fact, saying white people stay the fuck out of the theater while while Black Panther is out. Don't steal their joy with your white privilege.
Oh my God.
I literally saw something along those lines. I saw a couple of those. One of them where a woman was asking when it was appropriate to see it.
Jeez.
And she didn't want to ruin it with her whiteness.
Wow.
So she was totally serious. Totally serious. And those people are real people, and they think that that makes sense. Like, God damn it. When Shaft was out, do you think white people couldn't go see Shaft? When Blade came out in '98, did white people stay home? Like, what are we doing? Are we more divided now than we ever were before? Are we so silly that you can't? I want to go see Black Panther because I like fucking superhero movies and it looks cool. The fact that anybody would give a shit one way or the other. I guess if you're a black kid or a black guy who's like, hey, this gives all of us hope that there's more opportunity for movies to be made like that people aren't really racist and they can embrace a black superhero the same way they can embrace the Hulk or Thor if the movie's really good. And I hope the movie's really good, and I hope that's exactly what happens. But how the fuck did it change so much from when Blade was around? Because when Blade was around, dude, nobody even thought about the fact that it was a black superhero movie. I mean, I guess some people did, but the emphasis was the fact that Wesley fucking Snipes was Blade.
Yeah.
And it looked good. And he was doing karate and chopping vampires up with swords and shit. It was a fucking badass movie. That movie was super successful. They did 2 sequels. So, like, what's changed? How the fuck has it changed from then until now? Why is it a big deal if there's a black superhero, but it wasn't a big deal then? Like, are we deteriorating, or is it just more noise? Because of social media, do you get a more distorted sense of how the country actually feels? Because the people that are more inclined to chime in regularly and vehemently are oftentimes not the ones who are calculated and, you know, assessing thinkers.
Yeah.
They're maybe a little bit more aggressive, shooting off the cuff. So what you're getting is not an accurate representation of how people feel. But then you start defending it as if it is accurate. And so then people start telling white people to stay the fuck home. Now you've got craziness. And you've got craziness because of the fringe on both sides. But in the middle, most people are like, I hope it's a cool movie.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if you had a friend and you want to go see that Black Panther movie? Nah, man, fucking these uppity black dudes are just really getting into this movie too much. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You would immediately stop hanging out with that guy. And you'd probably tell all of us. You'd be like, you want to know what that fucking guy said?
Yeah.
And we'd be like, what? Like, all that stuff is disgusting. All of it's disgusting. It's disgusting on both sides. It's like anytime you're prejudiced against white people or even critical about yourself being white, that you should stay the fuck away from places. That is crazy. Not talking about intruding on cultural rituals. We're talking about an awesome movie. Everybody who can buy a ticket should buy a ticket. It'll make the movie more successful. You want giant opening weekends. If you really love this movie and you want movies like this to be successful, you should be promoting it for everybody. White people, black people, Asian people. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. Go see the superhero movie. It's going to be fun. He's got a pendant. It turns into a fucking bulletproof outfit and he fucks people up. You shoot him, he gets more powerful. It's fun. Yeah. Go watch. Like, who gives a shit if it's... I get the people that take pride in it. They feel like something's happening for them, that it's a black guy. But the people that are white that have an issue with it, oh my God, you got to let some shit go. You just got to let the noise go by. Don't let it bounce around inside your head and come up with a, yeah, but I'm not racist, and why do I have to get shoved in my face? And
yeah,
everybody's got to meet in the middle.
It's a crazy time.
Everybody's got to meet in the middle. There's way less tension and conflict than is being verbalized. That's what I think. I think if people just realize that a lot of the shit that we're clinging to is just some ways we've been thinking and behaving for a long time, and then we can all just fucking communicate with each other just a little bit better.
I don't think that racism's gotten worse.
I think it absolutely has gotten worse in some places. I think there's places where racism exists, and I think when you have young kids that are raised with racism and family members that are raised with racism in a community that embraces racism, which has existed in the past, you know, we don't even have to talk about today, but in the past there was most certainly really racist neighborhoods, Italian neighborhoods in New York where if black people moved in, they were treated terribly and horrible shit happened, and a lot of times they weren't even allowed to move in the first place. You know, there's always been stuff like that. So if there's always been stuff like that, it's a natural human inclination that we have to iron out. We can't just eliminate it by making it illegal or eliminate it by prosecuting people. We have to figure out why people think like that. It's a scary way to think. Scary way to think that any one look, first of all of us, and almost anyone listening to this, in comparison to someone like Elon Musk, is basically a chimp. Okay? So you want to be racist, you should be racist against this African guy that's smarter than everybody. Like, that's a real African guy from South Africa.
Elon Musk?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a real African American.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. But obviously, there's a difference between black African and I believe it was the Dutch that originally settled that area. You know, and he's the descendants of those people. But my point is, like, we're all dumbasses compared to that guy. So stop getting all uppity about white people, you know, having better GPAs than whatever other race you're comparing us to, because you're stupid compared to that one African dude. Like, you're dumb for sure. Like, there's no way your vote should count more than his.
Yeah.
Right?
Mine personally or most
anybody's?
people?
Yours personally.
I don't know.
This idea that there's one race is better than the other race is fucking stupid. The people that are really clinging to it usually don't have shit going on other than that. That's the problem with racism. It puts people in a camp of winners when they really don't have to do shit to get into the team. Yeah. You know, the entrance is instantaneous. You just, oh, you're white, you're in. You know, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous team. That's the problem. That's one of the main problems with the ridiculous nature of racism, like especially organized racism. That you're just going to take everybody that looks like you. That's it. That's all. Not how they think, not what they've read, not their life experiences, not how you feel when you're hanging around with them, not how they make you laugh. No, you want to make sure that they have blood from a certain patch of dirt.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's so stupid. And they moved the goalposts too, because I'm a white guy now. But when my grandparents came here, they were dirty guineas. Yeah. You know, they were thought of the way a lot of people think about Mexicans. You know, same kind of thing.
No, exactly.
That's changed now. Italians are full on white.
Yep. Totally. It's very
we almost
bizarre.
lost our distinction with Jersey Shore. We almost lost it.
Yeah.
We came real close to losing it.